Hello everyone, welcome to my channel The Colors of Mathematics. In this video we will be solving problems from Factorization chapter of class 8 NCERT book exercise 14.2. So in this exercise, questions are based on the identity a plus b whole square equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square, or a minus b whole square which is equal to a square minus 2ab plus b square. So we are given this side of the identity and we are supposed to factorize it and reach to the other side of the identity. That means we have to write this expression as multiplication of two expressions. So let's start and see how to do these type of problems. So let's look at the first problem. Now we have to compare it with the identity a square plus 2ab plus b square. Is it of this form? Okay, so in order to understand whether the question is of this type, we must know the square numbers. So the square numbers, like from, you should know 1 is a square number, the next square number is 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49. So you must know these square numbers till 20. Because if you do not know, you won't be able to guess that whether you can apply this identity or not. Now let's look at the first term. The first term is a square. So it is a perfect square. And the last term is 16. It is also a perfect square. 16 is equal to 4 square. So we can easily write a as a square, then 4 square. Now let's look at the middle term. Middle term, I'll write 2 outside. Then a. In place of a, we have a. And b. B is 4. So yes, it is 2ab because it's 8a. So it can be written as 2 into 4 times a. So 2 is the coefficient of the middle term. A is the first term and the square root of the first term, and 4 is the square root of the last term. So that means we can easily write it as a plus 4 whole square. Now let's move on to the next one. Okay, again we can see the first term is a perfect square. The last term is a perfect square. So let's write it in that form, p square and then 5 square. So let's look at the middle term. Middle term is, if I divide 10 by 2, so I will get 2, then p is the first term, then 5. That means the middle term can be written as 2ab. First term is of the type a square, middle term is 2ab, and the last term is b square. So that means straight away it is minus. Then p minus 5 whole square. So we have factorized this expression as p minus 5 whole square. Let's move on to the next one. Again, look at 25m square and 9. Both these are perfect squares. 25m square can be written as 5m whole square. And 9 can be written as 3 square. So let's put it over there. 5m whole square, then 3 whole square. Now let's look at the middle term 30. Now if I divide this by 2, I would be left with 15. Now 15 can be written as 5 into 3. So first term is 5m and the second is 3. So that means it can easily be expressed in the form 2ab. So we will write over here 2 into 5m into 3. So it is of the form a square plus 2ab plus b square. So we can write it as 5m plus 3 whole square. So let's move on to the next one. Again, let's look at the first term. 49 is a perfect square and the last term 36z square is a so we can write it as 7y whole square and 6z whole square. Now if you divide the middle term by 2, you will get 2 into 42yz. We know the factors of 42. 42 can be written as 7 into 6. So that means we can write the middle term as 2 into 7y into 6z. So now this looks exactly as a square plus 2ab plus b square. So this can be condensed as 7y plus 6z whole square. So we have factorized this expression as this. So let's move on to the next one. Look at the first term, it's 4x square, and the last term, it's 4. They are both perfect squares. So let's change them into perfect squares. Yes, like this, and 2 square. Let's divide the middle term by 2. So we get 2 into 4x. So now we know 4 can be written as 4x can be written as 2x into 2. This is A, this is B. So we will write it in this form. So here we see a square minus 2ab plus b square. So simply it's 2x minus 2 whole square. But now we can see that 2 is common. 2 square is common. So we can take out 2 square. X minus 2 whole x minus 1 inside will be left square. So it will be 4 into x minus 1 whole square. So I hope this one is clear. Let's move on to the next one. Now you should remember 121 is a perfect square. It's the square of 11, and 16c square is also a perfect square. So what do we get? We get 11b whole square and 4c whole square. Now let's divide the middle term by 2. Let's take out 2. So we have 44bc. Now we know that 44 can be written as 11 into 4. So let's do that. 11b whole square minus, we can write it as 11b into 4c plus 4c whole square. We can see a square minus 2ab plus b square. So this will be equal to 11b minus 4c whole square. So in this question, we will first apply the identity to this part. A plus b whole square we will apply. So we get L square plus 2ml plus m square minus 4lm. So we will collect the like terms. L square plus m square plus 2lm minus 4lm. This can be written as L square plus m square minus 2lm. Now, if I write it in properly, so it can be written as L square minus 2lm plus m square, which is a square minus 2ab plus b square. So this is a minus b whole square. So let's move on to the last one. It is a raised to power 4, 2a square b square and b raised to power 4. Now the first term and the last term, they are perfect squares. So how we will write in that notation where they are visible to us? We will write it as a square raised to power 2. Now for this and b raised to power 4 also will be written like this. So with this you need to recollect exponents. In exponents we learned power of power rule, that if say b square is raised to the power 2, then the powers get multiplied. So b is raised to the power 4. So same way it can be applied in the reverse manner. If 4 is the power, so we can break it into 2 into 2. We can go backwards like this. So we have done this only to make sure that the first term and the last term are perfect square. And now you can see the middle term. It is exactly 2ab. This is the first term and this is the last term. So we can write it as a square plus b square whole square. So I hope all these questions are clear to you. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.